Alright, here's our first part of our story, the San Francisco Earthquake, 1906, an eyewitness account. Right away, eyewitness. That tells me somebody was there. So this might be first person. An eyewitness is somebody who was right there. So let me see if I'm correct in this as we read it. It's by Emma Burke. At 5:12 a.m. on April 18, 1906, residents of San Francisco, California, were jolted out of their beds by the first shock of a violent earthquake. I like this word, jolted. More than a century later, this quake still ranks as one of the most significant geological events of all time. Emma M. Burke, who lived on Waller Street near Golden Gate Park at the time of the earthquake, published this account of her experiences that fateful day. Okay, so remember when it's italicized, that's just getting our minds ready. So right about, I'm going to put my little notes out here. So this earthquake was violent. And it was still ranks as one of the most significant geological events of all time. So that I'm going to say most important event. Geological means like probably natural, like earthquakes, volcanoes, anything, because it reminds me geology has to do with rocks. Okay, so this is the eyewitness account from Emma Burke. No one can comprehend the calamity to San Francisco in its entirety. The individual experience can probably give the general public the clearest idea. I was one of the fortunate ones, for neither personal injury nor death visited my household. But what I saw and what I felt, I will try to give you. All right, so now I know for sure that it is first person. Now, calamity. What do you think that means? No one can comprehend the calamity to San Francisco. So if the earthquake is, I'm thinking that's not a good thing. So maybe calamity means something that's not good. The individual experience I can probably give on the general public clearest idea. I was one of the fortunate ones. For neither personal injury nor death visited my household. So nobody was hurt or died. So I think fortunate is lucky. Because this was my reason right here. But what I saw and felt, I will try to give to you. Okay, so the next paragraph, she's going to try to explain what she saw and felt during this huge earthquake. All right, so we're going to do paragraphs 2 through 6 together. Okay, so what are some of the things that we're going to be looking for is what's the first main event that follows the arrival of the earthquake? Let's see what happens here. Okay, it was 5:13 a.m. and my husband had arisen and lit the gas stove and put on the water and to heat. He had closed our bedroom door so that I might enjoy one more nap. We were in the 44-story apartment flat, said to be built with unusual care. Wow. In a fourth-story apartment. So that means there are 4 levels. Okay, so this was 3, so this is in the morning. So far nothing has really happened. It's morning, we've got 4th floor. 12 flats, so constructed, occupied a corner 1 block from Golden Gate Park. All our rooms, 6 in number, opened into a square reception hall for which the stairs descended. Descended, that means going down. So there were 12 flats. I'm thinking it says apartment flat right here, so I'm thinking maybe there were 12 apartments. Maybe that's what they called the flats. The shock came and hurled my bed against the opposite wall. Wow. It hurled my bed against the opposite wall. I sprang up, holding firmly to the footboard, managed to keep my feet on the door. The shock was constantly growing heavier. Rumbles, crackling noises, and falling objects already commenced the din. Oh goodness. How do you think she's feeling right here? All of a sudden, the bed was hurled against the wall. I'm thinking that might have been scary. Right here, she said, I sprang up and holding firmly to the footboard, managed to keep my feet to the door. So she's holding on and keeping her feet down. Now, and it wasn't just one shock, it was growing heavier and heavier. She was hearing crackling noises, falling objects, rumbles, all of those. The din was all the noise. The door refused to open. The earthquake had wedged it into the door frame. My husband was pushing on the opposite side, and I pulled with all my strength when a twist of the building released it and the door sprang open. Oh goodness, so the twist of the building released the door. So first, her bed was thrown. Then so far now the door was stuck. I'm getting a really good feeling how scary it was during this earthquake. We braced ourselves in the doorway, clinging to the casing. Okay, so I'm thinking of a doorway, and the casing, I'm wondering if the door, this is the casing, because they're clinging to it, the outside part of it. Our son appeared across the reception room, and my husband motioned to him to stand in his door also, for fear of the chimney. So he wanted the son to stand in his door also. Why were they scared of the chimney? Why do you think he'd be scared of the chimney? It grew constantly worse, the noise deafening, the crash of dishes falling. So that's not just loud, that is like really loud. Crash of dishes, falling pitchers, the rattle of the flat tin roof, bookcases being overturned. The piano hurtled across the parlor. The groaning and straining of the building itself, broken glass, falling plaster made such a roar that no noise could be distinguished. Oh my goodness. This is more than scary. This would be so frightening. So far, we've got the bed thrown, the door was stuck, so then they were bracing themselves in the doorway. And in 7, this whole paragraph is describing the sounds. Giving us helping me make a picture in my head. All right, so if we started this, so at 5:13 is when this all starts, at 5:13, and then they start to, so where did they all stay safe? Where were they in? The door frame, huh? Okay, so this is part 1. So what you're going to have to do with these was you're going to go ahead and fill in the chart. That's your Google Doc. And you're going to give me some 4 important events that happened and then a summary of this page. Remember to use your notes here that we've put, because these are going to help you as you're trying to pick out the important parts.